Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But again, collective, I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. I forget that I even do these videos. We came a long way. I'm talking about, like, it's been pretty much almost 2 years. And we came a long way, bro. We've been booming. We've been going up fast as shit since almost day one. And I appreciate everything, y'all. I appreciate y'all support, man. I wouldn't have kept going without y'all. I won't stop doing this. But I love y'all. Appreciate it again. Might be a trigger warning or two. I ain't gonna hold you. I know how we rocking today, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go. Damn.
You can't have a belief. You can't even spell the word belief without the word lie. Yeah. B-E-L-I-E-F. Yeah. So if you believe something, it's privy to be false because you don't know it. You just believe it. A belief is like blind faith. Yeah. In something that genuinely you don't know. So in my mind, you drop all belief and then you piece the reality together based on what you know as fact for yourself, not because Dave wrote a book and he says this. That's fair enough. You can use the book to inspire you to then recognize something yourself, but you can't base your whole reality on what some other person's written in a book, some other human, the same as you, has written in a book. Do you know what I mean?
But do we have any facts about anything? Like, is anything fact?
Hot is hot, cold is cold.
Hot feels hot when you put your hand in it.
Yeah, yeah, and you know
cold
that's
feels
hot.
cold.
Yeah,
this table's here because I can touch it.
Yeah.
But so are we saying that only
I'd go as far
can...
as that, yeah. Use your sense organs, your own personal, like, yeah, you can go on a real cosmic one where everything's totally just energy and it's yeah, totally. It does that on some level. But right here, right now, you're Ty, I'm Joe, yeah?
Yeah.
I could be Joe, I might be Joe. I'm Joe, you're Ty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just stick with that, yeah? Water does that. Any body of liquid you've ever come into contact with, larger than its surface area, must be contained, always finds its level. Fact. Fact, you agree?
Yeah.
It's a fact. So if I put a drip of water on this table...
Yes, in normal terms, like in a bathtub, in a cup,
Every term, every ink, oil, any liquid you've ever come into contact with your whole life has always, if it's larger than its surface area, been contained and will always find its level, yeah? If it's smaller than the surface area, it will stay in one... If it's on a flat surface, it will stay in one space bound by its own surface tension, yeah? If it's on a curved surface, it will roll off. Fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except if there's gravity.
Yeah, but so what they've done to you there is they've got you to disregard your sense organs and what you know to be true in favor of this ideology. Do you know what I'm saying? What are the chances, honestly, that every single body of water, liquid, or any liquid, let's say, conforms to a set group of metrics, yeah, always does those things.
Yeah.
What are the chances that the biggest body of liquid you've ever come into contact with, i.e. the ocean, somehow now operates in complete opposition to those metrics? What are the chances, Ty?
Well,
And we've been programmed.
I only know
by
what
a
I've been
school
taught, right?
Exactly.
So
and who taught us it?
School.
And
Scientists.
who pays for the curriculum?
The government.
And who pays for the government? So I'm saying there's an elite ruling class of people that run the show. Yeah, we agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they educated you and me to disregard our sense organs in favor of what they told us. And we now live in a reality that it's actually laughable. It's actually laughable.
I get that the water argument. I get it. Like if I move this cup now, no matter, if we filled this room up, it would have to be contained within this room. Once it's full, it will level.
Has to do it. Yeah.
It always levels.
Always.
Hence the spirit level.
Oh, exactly. Thank you. Hence the word sea level, not sea curve, sea sphere, sea level. Horizon is horizontal, isn't it? And horizontal is a sideways plane, isn't it?
Normally,
yeah. You've heard them talk about the spiritual plane and the earthly plane, and the word planet is plane et. Define the word plane in the dictionary. What's it mean?
Flat. I'd imagine. I've not looked at it, but I'd imagine the word flat's in there.
So you
And I had a conversation with somebody part of the collective, and and again, before I say what I'm about to say, I apologize if I come off as like acting like I know, like if the earth's flat, I'm coming off as more so as that's what I believe. That's what I believe. And I'm not trying to persuade anybody else to believe anything else. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm going to just put what I believe, react to these videos that we see, and leave the door open for anybody else who wants to give their thoughts and opinions, and so we can unify and not be divided. And someone said that it kind of, they don't like the fact that I say it like it's just fact. And I don't mean to come off like that, so my apologies. But I asked them, why do you, in so many words, believe that the earth's not flat? Because he said, why do you believe it's flat? And I'm like, well, I mean, how can it not be? And we were just going through conversation, and this is how I view it. So like, I got what you were saying too. I respect it. And this is just like what I view. So we could continue our conversation. And anybody else who want to chime in and give me their opinions if they disagree with this, or even if they agree with this. But I see that as well. Like, just something simple. Just let's break it down to the simplest form. Let's forget everything we were told besides the fact that when we see water, it always levels. But now all of a sudden we on a globe and it's gravity, and come on. Like now we moving the goalpost when we trying to make what makes sense. We trying to make it make sense. So we can't if we moving the goalpost like that, So that's when I start questioning stuff like this. Well, you learn from school. Well, who funds the schools? Okay, well, who funds the person who funds the schools? Like, now we got to start really digging. So let me know y'all perspective on this. Spam it up.
You need to see this, because the shit I'm about to show you is about to scare the hell out of you. So in Daytona, there has been reports, sightings of UAP, people saying they hear strange noises at night, and there has even been power outages. So they're saying that the U.S. military spotted a gigantic ship underwater. And allegedly, this ship that they spotted, it wasn't something that we made. And in that same area, you have some people saying that they seen something. As a matter of fact, look at this shit. It's nighttime. And that's not the sun. Look at that. Look at that. It's crazy. That's crazy. That's not the sun, and that's not the moon either.
My heart coming out my chest right now, bro.
The voices in that video clearly stated that that's not the sun or the moon. So what is that shining that bright? Now, I don't know if y'all remember last week, the lady that says she speaks to extraterrestrial people said that last week we were supposed to see a mothership and nobody seen it. And everybody doubted her. Could this be that mothership? Could this be the two motherships that she said we would see? Whatever that is, that's not normal. I'm out.
That shit wasn't the moon or the sun.
Kanye is coming for the Kardashians, and he is making some big time allegations on X right now. Viewer discretion is advised. This gets pretty wild, but he's saying the Kardashians are sex workers and they sex traffic all of the black children that they strategically produce. Pause and read these tweets. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what a lot of this means, but he is convinced that his children are in a traffic ring. He directly comes after Kim, saying that she is a trafficker, and he's saying basically, y'all think I'm crazy, but just wait and watch and see what happens. To me, this was the most interesting tweet. He said, it's time to go get my children from the situation that everyone knows they're in. They killed that boy from Lincoln Park for this, but I'm not letting my children be in this anymore. So I believe he's talking about Chester Bennington, the lead singer from Lincoln Park, and they said there was rumors that he was going to expose the but he ended up passing away. He said, I will be dead before my kids be in Sierra Canyon in September. And now Kanye tweets this, I've been asked to go to the hospital. So let me get this right. I'm not allowed to speak out loud. And why would I be asked to go to the hospital after what I've said today? And he posts a screenshot of his text. I got the knock on the door after I called out the sex trafficking. And the text says, go to a hotel you don't normally stay at, please. There are people all over the city who get a check in one way or another from that family. Just be careful for a couple nights. Just some context, his other tweets are absolutely crazy, but this is some heavy stuff, so I'm curious to know what you guys think about this whole situation.
We knew the Kardashians was on bullshit. We always know this.
That's what me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Mean that?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah, and
You
we
like
were just
okay.
talking on regular, so
Regular.
it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
You don't even
picked up.
warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
And
just
30
never knew.
minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So
all
you
on
think
the
he hit
TV
you
show.
a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early. So it's like I don't know who to trust.
Now
It's
let me ask you a question.
Hey, yo, I know y'all seen that Rico case.
I told y'all, I'm the one that put the feds on Brick Baby. I keep telling y'all niggas think I be playing. When Brick Baby went to Houston and was playing on the internet and put that $10,000 stack on his head.
Yeah, man. Nigga out here in Houston, man. And I got a dime on Charleston Whitehead.
And indirectly said, hey, I got some money on Charleston Head. And he continued to act like he was pursuing me. I made a federal report, nigga. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my law enforcement friend. So, not only that, we filed a report with the feds in LA, along with the LA County Police. I swear to God. I'm telling you the honest to God truth, this is what I did. So as a self-proclaimed gang leader, a gang member, who has ties to one of the most notorious gangs in this state, in this country, he's now going around telling all the gang information. They see the feds see he got a loose lip, so he may give up some information. So I swear to God, I told y'all all I wanted was a bag. I got the bags now.
I don't know if he trolling. I don't know if he's serious. I don't know. He moved like an agent, bro. He moved like an agent. Ain't anybody could really see that. So with that being said, I don't know smoke with Charleston White. How y'all feel about him? Is he right? Is he wrong for doing what he do? Is he right for saying what he say? Moving how he move? I don't know. I appreciate y'all for sending me this again, man. Again, I seen there's a RICO case going, but hey, I just no. I'm gonna leave all that shit alone. Y'all spam up your thoughts, man.
The Fruit of the Loom Mandela effect. Now I found proof that that cornucopia was real. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this one. So in this Mandela effect, some people like me remember the Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia. Other people don't. And the company themselves said they never had a cornucopia. So does that just make us all crazy? Now look, I might not remember where I put my shoes sometimes, even when they're on my feet, but I remember that cornucopia, baby. And a couple of months ago, a woman posted this. An old t-shirt she found made by Fruit of the Loom that has the cornucopia on it. But still, some people didn't believe that was real. Huh? But today, I, Joe, with the giant cheese head, found something. Here's some socks at some kind of warehouse store made by Fruit of the Loom. You see that logo? Yeah, that kind of looks like a cornucopia to me. So the Fruit of the Loom Mandela effect, it wasn't just in my mind like the many, many voices. See, we weren't all remembering the wrong thing. There was a cornucopia. Oh yeah. Okay. Shabadoo Booshkies. Shabadoo.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. Definitely.
Why did the landing from the astronauts who were stuck in space look AI? Now we all know the astronauts who were stranded in space came home the other day. And I was watching the NASA live, and to me the shit looked like a video game, y'all. Am I the only one? I swear, to me, it looked like I was watching the new GTA trailer. Tell me if I'm tripping. I'm going to show y'all the video. Just look at everything. Look at the water, everything. Then if you was watching the live, she said after splashdown, they were going to pull up on boats like it was going to take them 30 minutes. It legit took them like 2 to 3 minutes. So I was confused, like, you just said 30 minutes. Anyway, here's the video of the astronauts landing from space.
Parachutes will slow it down from 350.
To me, it looked like a video game, y'all.
That was 600.
The graphics is getting crazy. That camera is crazy. It looks so crazy, y'all. I'm glad they made it home safe. Aren't y'all?
And as you can see on your
The water looks so perfect, y'all. It's crazy.
The re-entry phase, the thermal.
So the water didn't, man.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
מה שאני לא מבין, זה כל הגויים הם איך קוראים?
שנייה, אדוני.
בהמות?
אני אגיד לך משהו?
אם אין להם ציבור.
אדם זה על שם הדמה לעליון. אדם זה כביכול הדמה לאלוקי. אוקיי? זה פירוש אדם. אנחנו הפכנו את זה, זאת אומרת העם הפך את זה. לאדם, בן אדם, כמו אתה בן אדם, אתה צריך להתנהג כמו בן אדם. אבל בעיקרון זה על שם עליון. אדם זה הדמה לעליון, מכיוון שאנחנו בנים של אלוקים, אז הוא קרא לנו בני אדם. עכשיו, הגויים מה שהם, כן? אלוקים עשה אותם בשביל שיעשו פה...
בשביל לשרת את היהודים. כל הגויים שאתה רואה שיש בעולם, המיליארדים האלה, הם הכל רק בשביל שהיהודים יהיה להם איזה תועלת.
עכשיו,
אנחנו לא רואים את זה, אנחנו לא יודעים בדיוק.
כן, היות ואנחנו בגלות, אז אוטומטי עדיין הם עוד לא משרתים אותנו לגמרי, רק חלקית.
כל אחד כשמשיח יבוא, אז כל אחד יהיה לו... אלפים עבדים, 2,800 עבדים.
בינתיים, המשיח לא כאן, אז איך הם משרתים אותנו?
הם בונים לנו רכבים, דירות, בניינים, הם בונים את זה. לנו. משרתים את זה.
Damn.
this ain't really directed at you, but it came up on your feed. So I'm talking to you now too. Talking about you can learn anything on TikTok. Y'all wasn't gonna tell me that the US was found guilty of crimes against humanity? I'm playing. I bet you didn't know this either. Matter of fact, if you didn't know this, I'ma need you to do your thing over here because somebody else needs to hear about this. Ain't nobody talking about the we still charge movement. This indictment against the United States, let alone the findings or the verdict. Now, I noticed this happened in 2021, which is right around the time I got in TikTok trouble for talking about the masks and the posts. So I'm trying to give you the benefit of doubt. But this international tribunal on U.S. human rights abuses against black and brown and indigenous peoples, initiated by the U.S. coalition in the spirit of Mandela, began in 1951. It came with statistic after statistic. Y'all, save this video. Matter of fact, get you a screenshot because the link is posted right here. Now, they deliberated for a little bit, but ultimately established that the grounds for each of the 5 counts in the indictment presented the basis for successful intervention due to the extensive testimonies of both witnesses and expert witnesses. What was the outcome of the verdict? Let me know if y'all want a part 2.
Yeah, I want a part 2.
In 2016, a man named Brett Stewart and 3 other researchers conducted a remote viewing session on the concept of moksha, a Sanskrit word that means escaping the reincarnation cycle. He posted a YouTube video about this experiment that he then strangely took down. This remote viewing was done blindly, which means that a 5th person sent each of the 4 viewers a randomly generated number. This 5th person had associated this number with the word moksha, so none of the viewers' conscious minds could affect the integrity of the results with bias or previously learned knowledge. They saw what they described as an innocent planet surrounded by a net or grid. This net was catching the souls of people who died on the planet and sending them back after harvesting a piece of the soul. This net was connected to a large companion object, which they thought might have been non-solid or luminous. To me, this sounded a lot like the moon. They saw that this whole soul harvesting operation was very mechanical, and that although the technology was far beyond something that they could describe, the whole thing functioned like clockwork over very long periods of time. They perceived that this piece of the soul, which was broken off, was then gathered with pieces of other souls, all crying out in pain, as they were then used as a sort of kindling to power the whole system. They saw that these souls then had their memory wiped before being sent back to Earth. There was an overcrowding of the souls deliberately to bring about wars and chaos, which increased this energy harvest. This is very similar to Chapter 12 of Robert Monroe's astral projection book, Far Journeys, in which he describes an energy called loosh that is farmed from human beings, most effectively from suffering. The Monroe Institute strangely avoids discussion about this chapter. Despite being unaware that the place they were viewing was Earth, all of the viewers were very upset by the great injustices they were seeing. They inquired as to how this could have ever been allowed if there was any good in the universe. The result of that question was that they saw a time before this trapping net had enveloped the Earth, a time before this companion object where souls could freely leave after death. This coincides with my theory that the companion object was the moon, since many ancient cultures spoke of a golden age before the moon and viewed the moon as evil. They saw that some sort of great evil viewed this place with jealousy and hate, so much that this evil fought a war for the Earth. Destruction and battle scars were seen to have covered the Earth. This could be one of the catastrophes described by almost all ancient cultures. This evil takeover was then seen to be what led to the state of Earth today. They asked how one could achieve this state of moksha and escape this horrible trap. They saw that the angle the soul left the body was important, and though the description was kind of vague, it seems like going straight vertically out of the head or horizontally out of the chest led to being trapped, and that one should aim for a 45-degree exit. Once this exit was achieved and the soul escaped the net, they described a group that would use a sort of rope to guide the soul to what they called a soul highway. From a soul trap perspective, this would just be leaving one layer of the matrix while still being trapped. You might not have to reincarnate on a place as dense as Earth, but heavenly realms are still in the system and therefore false. They saw that most don't reach the rope at all because of intense fear of the unknown, since even though they've done this countless times, their memory is wiped each time so it feels brand new. Then they delved into who was responsible for such a horrific system. What they described was a council of beings that used to be mortal, but through artificial means had become immortal. These beings lived inside what they likened to black holes, dimensions so dense that the effects of time were completely frozen. These beings, seen as parasitic evil creatures with blazing white eyes, had set themselves up as gods. As they were being remote viewed, these demonic creatures could pinpoint the exact awareness of the remote viewer and knew they were being watched, but it was described as a gorilla spotting a small fly. They were on a totally different level and really paid no mind to being watched by such a small mind. Some final words left by Brett were that it was extremely important that souls escape in as few lifetimes as possible, since each iteration left the soul more and more drained until its potential or divine spark eventually just fizzled out. Thanks for watching.
Was that a far reach to y'all? I don't think so.
The Russians are fighting the Khazarian mafia in their homeland. They're cutting the head off the snake of the group that has been destroying this planet for generations.
What does that have to do with Australia today, here and now?
Because they control this country like they control everywhere else, and the Russians, along with many other nations and many other militaries, are actually fighting a subterranean war to exterminate vermin from the planet.
Now that Elon Musk has officially become the first person to ever lose $200 billion from their net worth in the shortest amount of time ever in history, I want to see us do this to the rest of the billionaires. Who's next? Who's next? Go, go. Like, who's next? I'm so dead ass. His net worth went from almost 400 billion to exactly 137 billion. From almost 400 billion in December to exactly 137 billion today. So who's next? Who's next on the chopping block? There's a couple of people that should have never been or become billionaires to begin with. So who's next? Who's next? This is how we get the oligarchy to listen by force. Do you understand? Because they're not going to listen to us just for the sake of listening to us. They don't give a fuck about us, okay? You gotta hit them where it hurts. I told y'all, hit them in their pockets. This is why this man was crying on Fox News. This is why this man is now, he's actually moving pretty erratic. He's moving a pretty erratic for a business partner. You wanna know why? Because that nigga is losing his money. He's losing his money, just like the people during the Great Depression when they lost their money and they was unaliving themselves. They started going crazy, loco. That's what's happening to that man right now. And I need it to happen to the rest of the billionaires in this world. So who is next? Comment in the put it in the comments. The next targeted billionaire that we will make them lose their net worth. Who's next? Because we got to do it to all of them. We got to round them all up. Also, because I know there's going to be somebody in the comments that's going to ask this question. Your source is foxbusiness.com. Foxbusiness.com literally reports that he went from almost $400 billion, right, to $137 billion today. Damn. I'm not gonna hold you. I'd be losing my shit too. I would be. But like I said, who's next? Who's next?
Who y'all think next? Spam it up.
United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Initial statement of beneficial ownership of securities. That's a lot of securities right there. Valued at a lot of money right there. Redemption. Please return principal and interest rate back to holder in due course. United States of America Department of State authenticated birth certificate MLS number. What? Department of State authenticated birth certificate CUSIP. What? Yeah. Someone's
We've seen so many clips of that.
In this video, I'm going to prove to you that everything in life is about status. And when I say status, I do not mean consumerism or capitalism, because it's deeper than that. Y'all know my favorite line: 2 signatures create an agreement, 3 signatures create a bond. Y'all know your favorite line is, oh, everything's paid on credit. Everything's paid on credit, right? Both are factual points. Now, when we are establishing these transactions, like the mortgages, the installment loan agreements, the security agreements, open-ended credit transactions, all of these, they all had the same meaning, okay? They all correspond. But when we get into these transactions, there are multiple transactions within said deal. For example, you know that if you finance a car, you'll have a purchase agreement and you'll have an installment loan agreement. And this leads me back to my point. 2 signatures create an agreement. That was the agreement between you and the dealership. That was, like y'all like to say, purchased on credit. Okay, that's where you get that purchase on credit, right? Follow me, y'all. Then you have 3 signatures that create a bond, which was that installment loan agreement, the debt, the lien, the note, the finance charge, technically the establishment of the debt, your obligation. Now, Regulation Z typically calls this type of transaction a consumer credit transaction. Now, this is why I tell y'all, these dealerships, these financial institutions, anybody that you can extend credit with is a Federal Reserve Bank, and they are technically a public official that you are going through to get an extension of your credit. The reason you have to go through them to get an extension of your credit is because your status is at a consumer's status, meaning you are not a beneficiary. You have not let them know, hey, look, I have established my trust, and I claim power of attorney over my stock. You haven't claimed yourself and let nobody know you alive. All of this is about status. So much unlocks for you when you update your status. Now, I really can go deeper with this for my Aboriginal brothers and sisters, but you know, I gotta tread a bit lightly on Instagram. But y'all know the energy. When I teach y'all car rescission, that is for consumers. If I taught y'all how to discharge, then you would be needing to be a beneficiary and have your status corrected. Let me know if y'all want a part 2, because this hole can go deep. It can go deep.
She just taught me some shit that I did not know.
So, as I was looking up something, I noticed that some Chinese people had changed the, had did a lot of the editing, on Wikipedia. So I'm looking at the Chinese letters and I'm like, wait a minute. Why many of them are hieroglyphics, and they have no idea how to read the glyphs. No idea at all. But they're definitely using our symbols on everything. There's nothing new under the sun. They're definitely using them. Look. And then it said, we can't deny that they do look very similar. No, they're using them. Look. I said Chinese letters looks much like hieroglyphics. Yes, the visual similarity between Chinese characters and hieroglyphics is undeniable, as both systems originated with pictographic root. No, you're using them. You just don't know what they really mean and what they're really saying, because I looked up what y'all saying these are, and they ain't. And the ones that I do know, I would never tell you.
My coffee's black and my bread is green. Your juice is sweet for me.
No, they don't know why.
Nothing. What are you drawing, babe? Can you tell Mama what you drew? Yay! Vietnamese,
So to anybody who was born before the electronic wave, 90s, early 2000s, I would give y'all that. 80s, 70s, 60s, anything before, you know, the 90s. Isn't that how we grew up? Cause I see kids now and they have the electronics everywhere, non-stop. But when we was kids, it was time to eat. Colors. Yeah, if y'all, I know y'all went to Denny's, and Denny's used to give us the coloring books and coloring and stuff like that. Now, I mean they do, but kids ain't worried about that. The attention span is way too small to deal with that. That's a blessing that you could remove the tablet. Now, I don't know if they just didn't show this part and that kid didn't give a fuss back, or you know, some type of resilience back. It looked like that child was able to transition, and that's dope. Opening and unlocking creativity and using that brain, I'm all for it. Y'all let me know.
Now, the government provides and cares for all of our streets, which is good. But that doesn't mean that you're not personally allowed to plant a tree or paint a fence. It's said that good deeds shall multiply. Also, the government prints all the lovely money, and that's good as well, because currency is the lifeblood of the economy, and the faster it flows, the more lively the economy will become. And oh yes, the good deeds, they shall multiply, whether it's electronic money, gift certificates, or bubblegum trading cards. Attention! Everyone has the right to issue their own money. And that, my friends, is the biggest of bourgeois secrets. There's also the good money of Mr. Silvio Gazelle. It works quite effectively, if you are wondering, until people start getting shot for it.
Damn.
My name is Dr. Malcolm Tanner. As you see, I'm inside of my hotel that these people here in Marion, Indiana, caught on fire. They set my hotel on fire a while ago. $1.5 million I put into this building. They set it on fire. After they set it on fire, I guess they figured that it didn't burn down, right? So we boarded it up. They came back in here, and this is Marion County. This ain't regular people. This is not regular people. These are officials that work in the county. They came back and they cut all the wires. They came back, cut all my wires. Went in the walls, cut all the wires. All these wires they cut. All these wires. All these wires, they cut them up. They didn't steal nothing, they just cut them. Didn't steal a thing, they just cut the wires. They cut the pipes. They did all that. Just because I'm a melanated brother that's helping melanated people and people here in general. That whole hallway's burnt up. So, this is why I say to the people, we're gonna rebuild this. We're gonna keep rebuilding it, and keep rebuilding it, and keep rebuilding it. They wanna stop greatness. Yeah, they can't stop greatness. They can try, but they can't stop what we're doing. This is city of Marion. Now, not the people of Marion, the city of Marion. Your city.
Four greenhouses in a what?
So yeah, I'm outside with it in Detroit East Side, and the sun is shining. It's an absolutely beautiful, breezy day, and I'm grateful for it. I was out here earlier. I was gonna work out here, but it was a little bit too chilly, and I went back in and ate some chickpea tacos, and they were so delicious. And so the sun came back out in full force, and I said, listen, I'm coming back out, and then I'm going to talk about these few things that I'm about to talk about. So I guess I could start with the shows. One show being, and I was looking at Iamqueheff on YouTube, and it was he does reaction videos, and he was I was looking at one of his episodes or webisodes or YouTubeasodes, and one of the videos on there was talking about this series. So it's an Netflix series, right? And it's called 0 Day. This show, and it has Robert De Niro in there. He's the main character, and I just want to tell you, off the hook. It's totally off the hook. And amongst other things, the main thing that jumped out to me was following your intuition against, or not even, it's not against, well, it is against the advice of everybody, because he was literally, people thought he was saying he was crazy and washed. It was a whole bunch of stuff that was going on. But at the end of the day, what he did was follow his gut, and he didn't let anybody sway him from that. And that right there, for someone that is on their spiritual journey, and you know how they put stuff in plain sight, and they, meaning, you know who they is, or they are, you know who they are. They put things in our faces, and for the most part, it's so real, and it's so on point, and it's so exactly where we should be, but we dismiss it as entertainment. And literally once we turn it off or go to something else or distracted by something or not thinking about it, it's out of our sight, we forget about it, and we never look at it seriously because they present it to us as entertainment. So that's one series, and I'm telling you, it's very, very good. It has Angela Bassett in there as well, and she is the female president, black female president in this, and it's called 0 Day, Netflix series. It just came out too. So that's one. This is a spiritual key.
If I'm not mistaken, it was She Key. Shout out to She Key, man. Run her channel up. Yeah, 0 Day, that's a dope ass series. That's dope. I ain't gonna lie, it is. But I would also say the same thing, especially, I don't want to tell y'all, but there was one scene in particular where he wanted to stay out of everything. And it starts hitting the fan, and he like, you know what, bro, I gotta say something. And he just goes with his gut. And he trusts his intuition, and his intuition was like, I need to say something. Even when he closed his eyes in one scene and he's taking everything in. Dope series. Dope series. But y'all know he made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. I know y'all hate this part, man. I know. But y'all know we're gonna come back with another 4 in the next 7. Y'all know it's coming, man, so I got y'all. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know